The fastest way to learn who your friends are is to succeed. Your good news acts as a social X-ray, revealing the hidden fractures in relationships you thought were solid. By the end of this, you'll understand the silent social math that makes your success a threat, even to people who love you. And this subconscious calculus is happening right now, reshaping the connections you value most. It begins with a mechanism running in your head and in the heads of everyone you know. Think of it as a constant, subconscious social comparison meter. Since the 1950s, psychologists have known that we have a fundamental drive to evaluate our own opinions and abilities. To do that, we compare ourselves to other people. This isn't a sign of insecurity, it's a basic feature of human cognition, as automatic as breathing. When you get a promotion, your friend doesn't just hear your good news, their brain immediately places your achievement on a scale next to their own. A new data point has just been entered. When you see a celebrity buy a private jet, it barely registers. It's an abstract fact, like a planet being discovered in a distant galaxy. Their life exists in a different category. You feel no personal friction because the comparison is irrelevant. The social comparison meter only activates when we compare ourselves to people we see as our peers, people in our orbit. Same age, similar background, same industry, same college. The closer they are, the louder the signal. The success of a stranger is information. The success of a close friend is a verdict. It forces an unconscious audit of our own life choices. This explains why a small win for your old college roommate can feel more threatening than a massive win for a billionaire you'll never meet. And this feeling, this discomfort from a peer's success, can curdle into something darker, a very specific emotion for which the Germans have a perfect word: Schadenfreude, the pleasure derived from another's misfortune. It's the quiet, internal smirk when the friend who just bought a fancy new car gets a scratch on it. It's the flicker of satisfaction when the colleague who got the promotion you wanted is struggling with the workload. This isn't born from pure malice, it's born from envy. Social psychologists separate envy into two flavors. There's benign envy, which says, "You have something I want, and your success inspires me to work harder." This can be a powerful motivator. Then there is malicious envy. It sounds different. It says, "You have something I want, and I wish you didn't have it." Benign envy focuses on the object of desire. Malicious envy focuses on the person. It's a leveling instinct. The desire is to pull the other person down, to remove the source of the painful comparison. When your success triggers this in someone, their subconscious goal shifts. Their brain is working to close the new gap you just created. And sometimes, the easiest way to close a gap is to hope you stumble. This seems incredibly petty. Why would our brains be wired to secretly wish for a friend's failure? The answer lies in a zero-sum game we stopped playing thousands of years ago, but our wiring never forgot. Imagine life in a small ancestral tribe of 150 people. This was the human experience for hundreds of thousands of years. In that environment, resources were finite. There was only so much food, so much status, so many potential mates. One person's significant gain was often another person's direct or indirect loss. If another hunter had a wildly successful hunt, it raised their status. That new status could give them priority access to resources or mates, literally decreasing your own chances of survival and reproduction. Their win wasn't just a win, it was a change in your relative rank. Your brain, the same hardware you're using right now, evolved in that environment. It's hardwired to be exquisitely sensitive to shifts in relative status among peers. Today we live in a world of abundance. Your friend getting a book deal doesn't take a book deal away from you. The game is largely positive-sum now, but the ancient software is still running. It's still tracking relative status. Your success can feel like a threat to someone else on a primal level they can't articulate and probably aren't even aware of. Their brain flags your win as a potential drop in their own standing, triggering a cascade of defensive, competitive emotions. But what about the people who are genuinely happy for you? The ones who celebrate with you, who amplify your success? Are they just better at faking it? The research points to something far more complex, a dynamic called basking in reflected glory. In the 1970s, psychologist Robert Cialdini noticed a strange pattern after college football games. When the home team won, students were far more likely to wear team apparel the next day. They used the word "we" to describe the victory. We won. They were basking in the reflected glory of the team's success. The teen's win made them feel like a winner by association. When your friend's success makes you look good, you celebrate it. You link yourself to it. "My friend just got into a top medical school" is a statement about your friend, but it's also a statement about you. It says you keep successful company. The switch that determines whether someone basks in your glory or feels the sting of comparison is self-relevance. Is your success in a domain they care about for themselves? If your friend is a talented musician and you get a major promotion as a software engineer, they can easily bask in your reflected glory. Your success doesn't challenge their identity or their own progress. It's in a different category. But if that same friend is also trying to climb the ladder at their own tech company, your promotion is suddenly highly self-relevant. The comparison meter goes off. It becomes harder to feel the glow of association when you're being blinded by the direct comparison. The same person can react two completely different ways to two different pieces of your good news. Their reaction says less about how they feel about you and more about how they feel about themselves in that specific area of life. So the entire reaction hinges on a single fragile variable: whether your success invades their territory. And what happens when it does is a subtle sabotage most people never even notice. They probably don't even realize they're doing it. This is the tall poppy syndrome. In a field of poppies, the one that grows highest gets cut down. When your success makes someone uncomfortable, they may subconsciously try to cut you down to size. This rarely looks like direct aggression. It's much quieter. It's the faint praise, "Oh, that's nice. So, did you see the game last night?" The subject has changed so fast your good news gets whiplash. It's the backhanded compliment. "Wow, I could never pull that off. I'm too much of a perfectionist." The implication is your work is sloppy. It's concern trolling. A promotion? "Are you sure you're ready for all that stress? I'm just worried about you." They frame their envy as caring. It's minimizing the achievement. Yeah, but that company promotes everyone pretty fast, right? They search for a reason why your success wasn't actually that impressive, why it was luck or circumstance, rather than merit. It's highlighting the negative consequences. You bought a house. That's amazing. The property taxes are going to be brutal though, and the upkeep, it's a nightmare. They immediately pivot to the cost of your success to rebalance the scales and make themselves feel better about their own position. These behaviors are a form of social homeostasis. They are attempts to restore the previous status quo, to pull you back into the comfortable spot you used to occupy in their social universe. Your growth forced a recalibration they weren't ready for. The most painful part is that this often comes from people you care about, from family, from partners, from close friends. They are pushing back against the new reality you've created because your new reality challenges their own. This all sounds like a trap. If success risks isolation and triggers subtle sabotage from the people closest to you, what's the solution? The most effective strategy is counterintuitive. It involves voluntarily making yourself look a little bit worse. This doesn't mean hiding your success or downplaying your achievements. That's inauthentic and often breeds resentment. The strategy is to pair your good news with a dose of vulnerability. You share the win, and then you share the struggle that came with it, or the fear that comes next. This changes the entire dynamic. It gives the other person a different role to play. When you just state your success, you cast them in the role of audience member, or worse, competitor. They can only applaud or compare, but when you share a vulnerability, you cast them in the role of confidant, of advisor, of friend. We finally closed on the house. I'm so relieved, but honestly, I have no idea how we're going to furnish it. We're totally overwhelmed. I got the promotion, which is incredible, but I'm terrified of the public speaking component. I've always been terrible at it. The business hit its revenue goal. I should be thrilled, but I haven't taken a real day off in 6 months and I'm completely burned out. This vulnerability lowers the perceived perfection of your success. It punctures the illusion of effortless achievement that makes social comparisons so painful. It reminds them that you are still human, still struggling. It reestablishes common ground. You give them a way to connect with your struggle instead of just being confronted by your success. It's an offering, a signal that even though your position has changed, your need for connection with them hasn't. Your success was never the problem. The problem was that your success told a story, and the real test was whether the story of your success had room for anyone else in it. And this same social comparison engine is why giving unsolicited advice almost always backfires, which is a different kind of uncomfortable.